VDM may be on his way to Kirikiri very, very soon. Before you criticize me as a rapper, I want you guys to pay rapt attention to me so that you will know where I am speaking from. Because what I am saying, I have evidence, just like VDM, to back up this one. I'm going to be telling you what VDM did wrong, how VDM violates the Nigeria constitution. And as I'm saying it now, I don't think they are going to take it lightly with VDM this time, because VDM already have a lot of enemies, both in the government and outside the government. Right now, we all know the issue that is going on this period between Peter, Paul, and his senior brother Judah Iscariot. Right, about a year ago, Peter reached out to VDM, telling him about everything that was going on, and in one of the court sessions, VDM was not able to attend. Initially, don't forget that he promised Peter that he was going to show up in court. But VDM said that on that day something came up, and the emergency came up, and he was not able to attend. So because of that, he had to reach out to one of the Rattel leader, I think in Abuja, to cover up for him. And then he gave that Rattel leader instruction to record everything that will happen in court and send to him, so that he will be able to listen to it, right? And then come to a conclusion whether to stand up for Peter or to stand against him. And the friend actually went to the court and did just as VDM ordered. So a few days ago, VDM came out online and brought the record online. He even used his mouth to confess that everything that happened in court, his friend was able to record it, and his friend sent it to him. And we all know that it is illegal. It is highly prohibited for somebody to record anything inside the court of law. If you think I am lying, go and find out. Then you are going to believe this thing that I just said. But before then, I want you guys to listen to this person right here, because this person have more evidence, more concrete evidence that may send VDM to prison that I have as of now. But if you are new to my channel, kindly hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for quick updates. Let's get right into the video.
Are lawyers silent concerning what VDM just did? Publicly share a private recording of court proceeding. Is that how law is now practiced in Nigeria? I cannot remember that being the case. Even here in Canada, in practice, while I am in court, it is written for you there. You are not allowed to record, even though court proceedings are public, but you are not allowed to privately record anything happening in court without court consent. Yet VDM somehow gets a private recording of Peter, and I don't even care what Peter said, because even listening to that alone, I didn't even listen. But sharing it to millions of the Nigerian lawyers should be angry. The judicial process, the court should be angry. This should not happen, because you see what he has done is that he has said it is okay for people to carry their phones. I'm shaking because I'm very angry. For people to carry their phones to court and record what is happening in court. That should not be the case. VDM is not above the law.
Now, going into the court case and the evidences you posted, one of the first things you said was that you were supposed to be in court, but you were not around, or something happened and you were not, able to be in court. So you sent someone to help you record, the proceedings. Now, I would want to say that I am almost 100% sure, about 90% or so sure, that you did not send anybody to the court. It was either Jude, Paul, or it was the lawyer himself who initiated that recording. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think based on these facts that I'm going to give now. If you listen to that recording of that lawyer interrogating Peter, you would only hear the lawyer's voice loudest. Peter's voice was not loud, was not as loud as the lawyer's voice. And when he started interrogating the EFCC personnel, his voice, that lawyer's voice, was the only voice that was loudest. Every other person's voice was not as loud as that lawyer. What does that tell you? If you think critically, it tells you that the recording device was on the lawyer or in the proximity of the lawyer. This is because his voice was the loudest. And if VDM claims that he sent someone and it was that person that was recorded, then that person must have been standing close or next to the lawyer for that lawyer's voice to be that loud. You people should go and listen to VDM's video where that lawyer was speaking. So if the person VDM sent was sitting in the crowd and stylishly recording, because I don't think they allow recordings of proceedings, and was stylishly recording with a recording device that was concealed, that lawyer's voice, Jude's lawyer's voice, would not be as loud as it is in that video. So this only means that the recording device was on the lawyer or in the proximity of the lawyer, maybe on the table. If the lawyer was not very close to Peter, maybe on the table, maybe a phone on the table. And if Jude was there, maybe Jude was the one either recording. This is allegedly, because I'm not 100% sure, but that is it. It wasn't VDM's person or VDM sending somebody there to go and record. That is totally or almost out of it. Now, let's go to the next thing, which is the over $800 million claim, which we heard in that, recording that tried to say Peter was lying and all that. There are two things we need to understand in cases, and we need to really understand how cases work, how things work, for us to be able to imagine the processes. So, like I said, there are two things. One, the charges EFCC brought against Jude, because EFCC is the one prosecuting Jude. The charges EFCC brought against Jude, that through their investigations, they have found Jude, faulting in some parts before they would have brought those charges to court. And two, Peter's testimony. There are two different things. Now, the charges, which is one, is after EFCC have made their investigations, they've done their investigations, they have concluded with their investigations, they have found, Jude wanting in some areas, which they have taken him to court. Now, VDM did not speak on that, on those charges, because the second aspect, which is Peter's testimony, is not part of EFCC's charges against Jude.
Mr. Peter Coy, when you testified on the 23rd of May 2025, that the first defendant and your twin brother withdrew and shared the sum of $800,000 from your company's account between March 2023 and October 2024, you knew you lied against your both brothers. No, face the court, face my lord, face my lord.
I didn't lie.
You did not.
Just a minute. Yes. I didn't lie. I found the statement of account, my lord.
The $800 million or above $800 million was Peter's testimony, which is, during the case, they would call Peter to the stand. Either the prosecutor or the defense lawyer will call Peter to the stand. They'll start asking him questions. And in his course, or in the course of replying or answering those questions, Peter might say one or two things. They could have asked him that, how do you know, or how did you come to suspect that your brothers were stealing from you, or Jude was stealing from you? And he might have said, I ran into some documents and I discovered that, about $800 million was, stolen, or blah, blah, blah. That could have come into the case like that, not through EFCC's charges against Paul. Yes, he could have forgotten, or he could have said one thing or the other, I gave it to them, because at that point he might not have remembered all the documents he tendered to EFCC. So he could have said that. So what he said there was his testimony, not EFCC's charges against Jude, because EFCC have their charges. And this is where because EFCC will not have their charges against Jude and now come to say we don't know anything about this charge.
First and foremost, guys, I want to say that VDM made a terrible mistake for bringing this court proceeding online. I know that a lot of you are not going to agree with me based on their judging from emotion, but if we are to be sincere with ourselves, we are going to see that this guy made a terrible mistake for bringing up this court proceeding online. Right? One thing that you must understand as in Nigeria, not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody is going to agree with you. Come online, talk about your evidence. Those that will agree. Those that will not agree, they will still not agree, irrespective of the extent you go to fetch the evidence. Right? So one thing that I want to say, VDM must learn to always stay away from certain issues. Right? Issues like this should be handled by family, not by an outsider. VDM should not be speaking about issues that has to do with family. I said this same thing in one of my videos a few days ago. And look at where this one has taken him to, right? And we all know that VDM has a lot of enemies, both in the government and outside of government. And these guys up there, they can take advantage of this opportunity just to deal with him. And I honestly pray they don't. So guys, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. I'll see you guys in my next video.